Hello and welcome to this tutorial. In this tutorial, we will continue working with the Vue.js inside Visual Studio Code, and then we will be working with the v-4 binding, okay, or I'm sorry, directive, Vue.js directive v-4, so we can iterate through different elements and print their value on the screen. So now, before we continue, please go to the description and sign up for our upcoming course in Vue.js and ASP.NET Core. Okay, you will have the chance to get this course only for $10 when it's initially released. So please do that, and please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. So now, let's just come down here to the data section. Now what we will do in the data section, let's just remove this. We are going to define a new array of a string. It will be called items. I will use just some braces. Now I will use curly braces. I'm gonna define like text, then call it first. Okay, I will add a comma. Let's just copy this couple of times. Okay, let's remove the last comma. Let's call this one second, and we will need to come here. We will call this one third. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to take these items content and show them for our user on the screen. So what I will do now, I will come down here, okay, and I will add an ordered list. So I'm going to add a ul/ul. okay, now I will need to add an li, okay, and close this li. Okay, oops. Alright, so now we will be using the v-4 directive. So if I come down here and I just call in the v-4, okay, and as you can see in the description, it's tells us that it will render the elements multiple times. Okay, so let's call the v-4. Now we will call in, or let's say we're gonna create a reference for each item, okay, inside the items itself. To do that, we will call in item, okay, in items. So now a reference for each item inside the items array will be the item itself. Okay, now let's expand the li. Oops. Now notice with me how I'm going to tell Vue.js to type in the text itself inside each item of the items. We're gonna use string interpretation, okay, and I'm gonna call item.text, okay, as simple as that. Okay, so now directly if I just hit save and I will head over to our page, notice that we have the first and the second and the third string has been outputted for us on the screen. Okay, as simple as this. Okay, so now let's sit back and see what also we can do with the v-4. Now many of times you will need to have the access to the index of the item. Like I am on this item, first item, I want like to get the index which is 0, the second, the third, etc. Okay, so how I can do this in Vue.js? Very simply. Now just come down here. Okay, let's remove the item. Let's add some braces right here. Okay, let's add item. Okay, and we will need to add a comma index. Okay, now by doing this, we are taking the index of each item that will be iterated and shown for our user. So I'm just going to simply come down here, use string interpretation, and just call in the index. Okay, I'm gonna add just a dash. I'm going to hit save, and we have a successful compilation. Let's sit back and notice that we having the index is printed out for us for each element. Okay, as simple as this. Not too much work in Vue.js. It's making things for us very simple. Okay, so now in some cases, let me just come down here. You will need to iterate through an object that contains some different values. Like, it's not will be text all the time. It will have different values, and you wanna print out this value for the user on the screen. Okay, show it what's the value. Okay, so how we can iterate an object, okay, with the unknown values inside it. Okay, simply let's just come down here. Okay, let's add here, and let's say that this is object data. Okay, make it small letter data. Okay, now I will just define different objects inside the same object right here. Okay, so I'm going to say, oh, I'm sorry, some key value pairs. So I'm going to say first name. Okay, and I'm gonna use quotation. Let's say David. Okay, David, if you're watching this video, please like and subscribe to our channel. Okay, let's add last name. Okay, David John maybe. Okay, let's add another value. Let's add email. Okay, let's say test at tutorialsexcel.com. Hopefully I typed it right. Okay, let's remove this extra comma. Okay, so now we have our object, and notice that we don't have it like this array. Okay, text all the time. Okay, we have some different key value pairs. So how we can work with it, okay, or how we can print it out using Vue.js. So now let's actually copy this. We can use it. Okay, now let's just add an href right here. So, or I'm sorry, an h2, so we know that this is the object. Okay, let's call it object v-4. Okay, and let's come down here. Now we'll have, of course, different thing. I'm gonna call it value in object data. Okay, not items. Okay, now let's remove this, and now we have the value iterated inside the object itself. Okay, we just simply need to add two curly braces. Let's remove this and call in the value. Okay, now I will hit save and head over to the browser to see the result. Okay, so we have a successful object -v4, and I notice that we have the name right here printed out, the email, everything, without us knowing what is the let's say the key name, or without like specifying it explicitly. We just said or told Vue.js, please just iterate for us for each value inside this object. Okay, and just print it out for us. Okay, and as you can see, really simple, very fancy from Vue.js file side. Okay, so now we actually need sometimes, okay, to take, I'm sorry, right here, we want to print out this, the value or the key name. Okay, so like this is not like, we don't understand what's this data represent, so we wanna just to print out the value of the key, or the name of the key. Okay, so how we can do that? Okay, very simple. Let's take the value. Okay, let's add this, and we will do the following. We'll leave value comma key. Okay, and I will come down here to curly braces again, key, let's add a space dash value. Okay, as simple as this, nothing new, nothing big, nothing like take a lot of time or work. with the Vue.js. And notice that we have the name of the key printed out for us on the screen right here and shown to the user very simply. Didn't take us too much time. Okay, now what else, what if we want, let's say, to print out also the index of each object with the screen? Okay, is Vue.js allowing us to do that? Yes. And also, as you can see, we just simply come down here, calling the index. Let's add these two curly braces, index and a dash. Let's hit save. We have a successful compilation, and notice that we have the index with the key name and the value of that key printed out for us on the screen very simply. Okay, with Vue.js, and that's why I actually choose it for any future project. Okay, so I hope you enjoy and find this tutorial useful. Please don't forget to like, subscribe and share this video, and also sign up for our upcoming course on Udemy for the Vue.js with the ASP.NET Core course. Thank you.